Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to the channel. This has been a long-awaited video. So this video was kind of supposed to come out around 2025, and we're in 2026, so we're releasing it now. And I'm trying to get this video out before Fire Force ends because if, you know, we are speculating here, so if I speculate and then I post it and everyone's like, this already happened, or we already confirmed that we're not getting this, you know, this video won't make sense. And it'd be fun to kind of theorize. So let's get started, shall we? So I am going to have a lot of spoilers in here. I'm going to talk about the manga because I wanted to mention some stuff that I found interesting and some stuff that I, you know, wanted to talk about. So there is going to be that clip put in right now, so be careful, there's a lot of spoilers, so here it is. Alrighty, so I'm going to be talking about the manga, so big spoilers ahead. This whole video is just going to be spoilers because, yeah, but I do recommend read the manga. You can literally buy the deluxe versions. It shows you like 1.5 of like a chapter, like of like more than like the normal books that you can buy, like the original version. So yeah, literally just read the manga. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, I won't be talking too much about them because I prefer you to read the manga. So yeah, but anyway, let's get started. This part was cut off from the anime. So this is a part after Maka and Soul have their little fight with, not fight, but they have these like candles that are lit in Professor Stein's like little test that he's given them. Because, you know, Maka has a whole like angry, kind of like gets angry with Soul and decides to not make food for him at all, with even Blair kind of being like, it's your turn to cook and you didn't cook for him but you cooked for yourself, like it's kind of fucked up.
Alrighty, before I continue talking about the manga, I just want to say that I cut off a lot. Like I filmed for like 48 hours, I cut it down to like 20 and it was still a lot. So obviously that's not the point of the video, is not to talk about the manga. So if you want to see me talk about it, go into full detail and truly just talk about every single thing I found interesting, or you know, like differences, let me know in the comments down below and I'll make a separate video where I can talk about it and then we can all just talk about it in the comments. But let me know in the comments down below.
So I found it very interesting that, you know, you can see the big change between them, so I thought that was very interesting to share. Alright, moving on. We also see that literally in the anime, I remember like being like as a kid like watching SoulEater, I was like, why the hell is like why is Maka not using Tsubaki? Like, aren't you friends? Like, isn't that how soul resonance works? Which is why I was so confused about how soul resonance worked because of the anime, so I got so confused. And in the manga, she literally uses Tsubaki. Literally uses Tsubaki, and it's one of the most coolest things ever, and you can see how the fight was originally planned out. It just would have been so cool to see that. I also found out that in the anime, they kind of load down the graphics. For example, I'm gonna go a little bit back when Sid is, you know, they're trying to get Sid to talk about just kind of tell the students like who turned him into a zombie, and they did a lot of weird shit to get that answer out. And here in the part where Medusa's trying to make Krona into like a Kishin, we see the little bunny. Originally it was a dragon. It was like a little dragon or something. In the original manga it's a bunny, and he literally just shows the blood coming out of the bunny, and I'm just like, oh my god. Also, same thing, the fight with Maka and Krona, like, bro, literally Maka just gets a fucking, like, sword impaled to, like, inside of her, she's just bleeding, and, like, you don't normally, I don't know, I didn't see that in the anime. Okay, this one makes me laugh all the time, but basically, I found this very funny, that Liz goes and flirts with this guy, and, you know, tries to, you know, flirting with him, and then Patty comes in and just calls her mama. And the guy's like, wait a minute, bro, like, what are you talking about? And then Black Star also comes in and calls her mama and just flat out ruins her flirt, and I found that so funny. Alright, we're gonna talk about BJ. There's gonna be some major spoilers, because, oh my god. Okay, so basically, BJ comes in, and when we hear about BJ, he's like, oh, I got a job to do, you know, do these, like, Avon tools. I think that was what it was in the anime. In the manga, like, one of the first things he says is, oh, like, it's gonna be awkward with Miss Marie, you know? And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? And bro, literally, BJ and Miss Marie were a thing. Like, they were dating at one point, and I was like, what do you, what? It's just, like, why would they take that out? I think it was because they wanted, like, in the anime, they wanted Miss Marie and Professor Stein to be, like, the couple in the, like, in the anime. But I'm like, that would, it's crazy. I don't know. I guess that's what they wanted in the anime, but I would have loved to see, you know, BJ be, like, you know, like, that whole relationship thing would have been really cool. Same thing here, you know, in this panel. She's not talking to a toilet, she's talking about BJ. So, replace BJ with a toilet, that's so fucked up. And in this one, I've also found it really fun, like, not funny, but, like, interesting that in this, like, literally Miss Marie, like, he senses the snake that is in Miss Marie, and when the snake gets implanted, we just kind of, like, yes, like, Professor Stein starts going crazy, but then after that, just never gets addressed. It's like, oh, like, I don't know where Miss Marie uses her healing abilities and bam, he's back to normal. But then it's like, what happened to the snake? It didn't just, like, eliminate itself, like, and I don't, it's just beyond me. Yeah, I found it interesting how she just, like, spat it out like a piece of gum, like, bro, she just went whoop and then she spat it out, like. Also found this very interesting that Professor Stein is accused of killing BJ. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's so crazy. Kim being a witch was not on my bingo card, I'll tell you that. And not only that, the two girls that are in the, like, club thing that Spirit goes to are also witches. And I'm just like, everyone's a witch at this point. Like, what is happening? I also found this very cute, that the interactions between the characters, like, is so silly, and, like, I don't know, I found it really funny that they're like, it's an ape, and they're like, it's an ape!
Stop the cap!
We're skipping that.
Stop the cap right now! Stop the cap!
The art style got, like, you know, we see the big improvement, and we're skipping it. I'm not gonna even say it. Oh my god, okay. So you know how when Kid, and this is in the anime too, so it's not much of a spoiler, but you know how Kid goes to check out a book that's, like, about Avon because he's kind of, like, questioning his dad or, like, questioning what the DWMA is doing? And it said it's, like, an M, the person who checked it out. And we're concluded to think it's Medusa because Kid says, like M for Medusa? But no, it was Maka who checked it out because she was also questioning it. So I'm like, their brains are connected, like, for real, for real. Okay, this was just fucking sad. So when they're gonna go fight the Kishin, basically Spirit gives Maka's mom her wedding ring because he kind of gave it back after the divorce. And I found it very cute that, you know, obviously, like, his way of kind of also, like, if he doesn't come back from the fight with the Kishin, he'll have a way of remembering him, which I thought that was super sweet. I was just like, damn. You may be a two-timer, but goddamn. Okay, so I did have to read the manga 2 times because when I first, like, was finna finish it, I, like, stopped reading around August and I completely forgot everything, so I did go back and read the whole thing. So this is that of me screenshotting more stuff. Yeah, we see them having gym. I thought that was cool. And then we see freaking Kid's arm just, like, completely taken off, and I was like, what the bro, put that arm back, what are you doing? And then this is why I read the manga too. I wanted to know more about Soul and his family and the piano and music. And in the anime, bro, all we know is that he doesn't really like playing piano. That's all we know. But he has an older brother named Wes, and he plays the violin, everyone loves it, and he feels like he's not good enough. He feels like why the only reason I'm playing piano is because all my, like, families are musicians, you know, all this stuff, and that stuff is not mentioned in the anime, and I'm like, it's so interesting to read. And yeah, he takes the opportunity that he can transform into, he got, like, the genetic to become a weapon, and takes that opportunity to immediately go to the DWMA. If that happened to me, I would have, like, peed my pants. Like, look at how, imagine you just, like, stalking this guy and you're just like, you know, it's fine, you know, it's whatever. And then you get sucked into a book. Bro, no, I would have started screaming. Like, I would have passed out. Justin, that hoe. Gonna have to censor so much. Yep. Okay, now, in the you know, I find it just crazy that Krona plays a big part in the manga and it's ignored. And he literally kills Medusa. Like, that's just like, what? Like, oh my god. And the fact that Medusa was like, oh yay, like, good job, you were supposed to do that. Like, and then the Kishin being on the moon, I was like, what are you doing there, buddy? Okay, me and this guy have the same name, and that's the only reason I screenshotted that part. Look at them go. They're so fire, bro. I also found this interesting, and I think people that have read Fire Force probably already know this, but I have not read Fire Force, so no Fire Force spoilers, and no anime spoilers either, because I haven't watched it either, because I had to film this video. That, like, literally how demon weapons were developed. In the anime, it's so, like, it's mentioned, but it's not 100% like how it happened. And in the manga, basically, to become a true death weapon, you need a witch's soul. And obviously we know that Arachnophobia was sacrificing, like, literally her kind to create these death weapons. And that's kind of like what we started to do, was what the rule was to create death weapons. It's the process that was created. And that's why, you know, to become a death weapon, you have to kill a witch. And I find that, you know, like, they tried creating weapons like Excalibur, but they realized that they need souls for that, so I found that very interesting. And so then we find out that Ashura is actually, like, basically, in a way, Kid's older brother. Ashura is basically literally, all of the Shikigami, aka Lord Death's fears, all put in one. Okay, the death of Lord Death is one of the most saddest things to me, because I'm like, this is so depressing to see Lord Death go. It's like, bro, why? Like, bro. The only reason I screenshotted that panel was literally for that reason. That's kind of it. And I thought that they looked cute there. Back to the actual point of this video, which was if it'll come back. Let's go. Alrighty, so let's get started, shall we? So I am going to be talking about kind of going into the same format that I did for the Oron video. So if you kind of want to know what I'm talking about, because I'm going to be referencing a lot from my video, make sure to go check out that video. I'll put it somewhere here, or just go to my channel. You'll find it. So since we're going to follow the same format, let's talk about what is SoulEater. So SoulEater is a Japanese manga created by Atsushi Okubo. It takes place at Dead Weapon Meister Academy with a couple students that partner up with weapons to fight evil and collect Kishin souls and one witch soul, and to become death sites. Some of the main characters are Mako Albarn, Soul Evans, or SoulEater, depending on the name, Blackstar, Tsubaki, Liz and Patty, and Death the Kid. So basically the antagonists include Medusa, Krona, and all of Arachnophobia, and the Kishin Ashura. So this ran on Monthly Shonen Ganga from 2004 to 2013 that has 25 volumes. And then we had an anime adaptation, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And that's kind of it. By the way, I have my script right here, so if you look at it, if you're wondering what I'm looking at my script. So let's talk about where is SoulEater now. So as of the whole franchise, the manga, anime, everything, not much updates of us getting a rerun or a new, you know, remake for the anime. The only thing we have seen is collaborative cafes and the perfect editions. Alrighty, so let's talk about the next, what our possibilities could be for what could happen with SoulEater. Alright, so one of the possibilities could be next season. Basically, the anime ends with Ashura being killed. That's also how the manga ends. They are a little different, and there are things that got kind of left out, but it just wouldn't make sense to make a new season, because what would you make the new season about? Unless they rewrite the whole thing and they decide to, like, okay, we're gonna show kind of like a process of becoming a soul becoming a death site, and how that order is changed and death sites are no longer gonna be a thing. And it's like, it would be interesting to do that, but at the same time, it's like, you kind of need Arachne to be alive for that, and she's not alive, she's dead. And they just overall left out a lot. Like, for example, things I mentioned, for example, they left out the whole thing with BJ and Justin, as well as just or like I mentioned, arachnophobia.
Okay, something else I really want to mention that I just thought of right now is that they could pull a Blue Exorcist. So if you guys don't know, the first season of Blue Exorcist has an ending. It already has an ending. And what they did is that for the next season, they completely removed that ending and started from the point where everyone knows that Rin is a demon, and they could literally do that with SoulEater. They could start from where the Kishin's awakened and go from there. Because basically, from what I remember, is that from, like, in the manga, it's fairly similar. Yes, they left some stuff out, but it's literally similar. So they could literally do that, and it gives an opportunity for us to have the same art style again. So I think that that's a pretty good opportunity that I literally just thought of right now.
Alrighty, let's talk about a movie. So in the sense of like a movie, the only possibility of me seeing it as a movie is if they've been doing this a lot in the United States, where they show like a kind of like, they make a movie out of the anime, but it's like kind of like the first 3 episodes or like the first like couple of minutes of a new season. I've seen that. They did it, I think, with Dandaran, Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think Chainsaw Man. I don't know if they did it with Demon Slayer. I don't think so. I think that was just the original story. But that's what I've seen, that they've done that. And that's the only possibility I see, that if they decide to like make a season 2, which would make a new remake, which I'll get to that later. But that's the only reason I see a movie, like Ouran Host Club. They, in Ouran, you can kind of like grab snippets of it and make it into a whole climax to resolution and things like that, because there are moments that in the manga that you can kind of just grab, but in the manga SoulEater, it's kind of not possible because everything is continuous. Everything kind of connects to each other, so you can't just grab a section and just go from there. That's kind of impossible, especially with how the anime, well, what's it called? It's kind of like how the anime is now. It just doesn't really make sense to be able to do that.
I thought of this while editing, but another thing that they could actually do if they actually do decide to bring a movie is they could like actually grab like the part where they fight Medusa and that becomes like a movie, or like not when they fight Medusa, but when like Medusa takes the students into the arachnophobia and does that whole thing, and then, you know, kills Arachne and becomes a death weapon. I think that that could be a movie because it's like a section, it's an accomplishment for the main cast. So I see it as like a way to make a movie where they can kind of alter the story to be like, oh my god, wow, it's this big thing. You know what I mean?
Now a remake. What do we think about that? For a remake, I think 100% yes. Like, this is probably the best bet that could possibly happen because it'll help cover all of the missing stuff that they left out, because they left out a bunch of stuff. And like with like the stuff with Krona was such a big essential help to defeating the Kishin, and overall just gave a lot of plot. Like, oh my god, it was crazy how like Krona in the anime was seen as this like weak child, and I'm like, honey, no, he's OP. The only thing I see kind of a little bit tricky with this that might maybe trigger fans is that obviously SoulEater is well known for its art style, because literally the creator has an amazing style, and not only that, the animation of the anime is so praised. Till this day it is still praised. It's like better than some of the new anime that I've seen now, but it's just so much better. And considering how Fire Force and SoulEater Not looks very cutesy, and we can have a glimpse of what Maka and Soul look like, and I remember there's a lot of not complaining, but kind of like judgment that like, why are they so cutesy? Like, what happened to that edgy, dark 2000s look? And in Fire Force, it kind of goes to what SoulEater looks like, but it's still a little bit SoulEater Not. But Team Fire Force's fighting animation is really good. You know, it might look a little different, obviously, for many reasons, and we see that a lot with Fruits Basket, as I mentioned in like my Ouran video, and we also see it with Ranma. Ranma looks completely different. We still see that bubbly Rumiko Takahashi style, but it's more, you know, it's more modern now. And I feel like that might be something they might go with for SoulEater. And overall, I just feel like making a remake will overall get the anime fans to truly see what the story was and actually happen and what these characters actually do and their intentions. Justin. I'm not over it. I'm not over it. And also just like relevancy. Like SoulEater is very relevant. The anime is still relevant to this day. So I think maybe making a remake could possibly be a good idea, because it'll also still it'll be like, hey, look, they made a remake of like an animation that's already really cool. Let me look at it. And it'll bring people in. I feel like maybe the art style will change like a little bit too, like I mentioned before. Like with Inuyasha, like if we look at Inuyasha, like the whole franchise as a whole, and then we look at Yashahime, we see a big difference in animation. Like it's more bubbly, like I said, but it still looks fairly, if you put them close together, they look the same. The characters don't look different. So I think that might be what they might go for. Now my final idea is shorts. I think shorts will work in the sense that like it might work because they could do like little snippets of things that they might have missed, or maybe even do promotion for the manga. So like people could be like, oh look, go read the perfect editions, like they're out, go read them. And so I feel like that will kind of help maybe fill in the gaps with a couple things. Like for example, the whole that Maka was the one that signed M on that book of Avon that got checked out. It was a Medusa. Like it doesn't even have to follow the anime. It could just be little shorts of scenes that maybe were far more interesting or that were very iconic to in the manga. So I feel like that would be very interesting to see. Hi. I wanted to show you guys something that I made for a cosplay, and I have showed it on this channel, but I've never actually showed it on a YouTube video, so we're gonna show it. I brought a friend! Yeah, I made him. I made this for my Halloween costume in 2025, and kid you not, it was very painful. It was very hard to make, but I decided, you know what, for this final section of the video, let's have him out. I also have Maka's cloak little thing that I made as well, so let me bring it. Ta-da! We're gonna look fancy. I remember this was like one of the first things I made for this cosplay was this, because I was so excited. I was like, I want to have a big cloak. Like, it's so cool. I remember like watching it, the anime, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, imagine wearing that. It looks so cool. Looking fly. Alrighty, so let's talk about what's better. I feel like genuinely, like I said in my previous one, it's up to the audience. I feel like it's kind of more so what the audience wants, and I think everyone wants a remake. In my opinion, I would love to have the remake instead, because we obviously can see all the stuff that got left out. We get to see the true story and the true ending, and overall the true intentions of some of these characters. Like, mentioning again Justin, bro, I'm still angry.
Hi, editing me again. After looking at my points and obviously giving you the reason why I would love a remake, I'm actually between the remake and the next season. Because with having a next season that starts where the Kishin awakens would be perfect. Because I feel like it would be such wasted animation if they just remake everything. And the section of like the start where it's like the awakening of the Kishin, and from the start to the awakening of the Kishin would be such wasted animation and content. And I feel like if they do a remake, it's gonna be the same exact thing, like 1-to-1 probably. Like, I don't think there'll be that much of a change, because the changes start from where the Kishin gets awakened. But another thing is, like, it's not like Ranma, where Ranma, like, is, like, from I think, like, the 90s. The anime was created in the 90s, and the new one is in the 2000s, like 2025. So it's like, I feel like it's very, there's a long decade of like, even longer of the anime, and not a lot of people are watching Ranma, the original, anymore, at least I don't think, but people are still watching SoulEater, the anime, right now. I'm still seeing people watching it, forming opinions, loving it, and I feel like completely restarting would kind of be sad and all that content wasted, and I feel like having it be one thing together would be amazing, just like they did with Blue Exorcist. It's just one thing. It's not like, oh, we have the anime and then, oh, the remake of the anime, especially because SoulEater, the anime, is still relevant. But that's just kind of my opinion. But yeah, I was like editing and I was like, I gotta mention this. If I don't mention it, I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah, it also just is the perfect opportunity to make this remake because Fire Force is ending very soon. So we're literally on its last episode. So Fire Force ending gives SoulEater an opening because Fire Force is the prequel to SoulEater, so it gives it an opportunity to come back again. And I think a lot of people would appreciate it. But overall, why not? Because we can't just be delusional here. We gotta think about the why not. So the manga has a lot of very inappropriate scenes or very exposed scenes. One of the ones that I can think of is at the start, how they get Sid to talk about who turned him into a zombie is bizarre. Like, I'm not gonna mention it because I'd rather have you guys go read it. But yeah, it's just weird, and I don't think, I mean, thinking about it now, it might not be something that people want to see, and I have a feeling I know why they cut that out of the anime. Like, they already censored the anime, like, a lot. Like, I remember Netflix and Hulu, like, Netflix had the uncensored version, but the rest of the streaming platforms had the censored version. So, yeah, it was crazy. So, and then now it's off all streaming platforms from what I know, except Crunchyroll. So maybe that gives it an opportunity for it to come back. Also, the creator is just retired. Bro is retired. He said after Fire Force he was no longer going to work on big projects. And even though I know that the anime adaptation or animating, he's not animating it himself, but I feel like that is still considered a big project. So I don't know, but that's just kind of my perspective on that. But let me know what you think in the comments. Another thing is the OG voice actors. So I think a lot of the original voice actors might not want to come back, and I know some people want the OG voice actors for the nostalgia. Definitely that's something that I like a lot, especially when in Yashahime they brought back all of the original voice actors to come back and do their voice characters. I thought was amazing, and obviously added more love for the show. And like they might even pull what they did for Ranma, where they completely replaced all the voice actors and made casted new ones. Like I know some of them are OG, like in the Spanish version Akane's voice actor, and I think one of her sisters is still the original voice actors, and I think some other character as well, but I don't remember. But yeah, and also another voice actor that comes to mind is Spirit's voice actor, and this was the same issue in the Oran video, that there was some stuff going on, and not a lot of people wanted to have him involved in projects. So another thing that I want to mention was a comment that I saw on my Oran video. Someone was talking about how they actually don't want anything. They don't want any remake. They don't want anything. Nothing. They don't want anything. They want things to stay the way that they are. Because they said that they liked the different feelings they got when reading the manga and reading the anime, and they wouldn't want that to change. Like, they had, like, the manga was more serious and more developing, while the anime was more, comforting and silly. And they liked having that change, that different. And, as consumers, we tend to want more. We're like, we want more, we want more, we want more. But seeing someone flat out just be like, nope, I'm fine with what I have. I'm fine with what we have. Like, it's good. It's good for me. I like it. It's just kind of, it's very unique. And I find that amazing to think that way. And I don't know, when I made that video, I was like, wow, I never thought people would actually think that way. And so that comment really stuck to me, and will definitely stick with me if I decide to do different videos in the future with this, format. But yeah, that was really interesting. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys want a season 2? What do you guys think that we'll probably get? Maybe we'll get like some anniversary art instead, or maybe some like little anniversary mini project. Like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, spoilers for Fire Force, because I haven't read the manga, and I also am not caught up on the season, so please, no spoilers, no spoilers, I beg of you, I beg of you. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go check out my Oran video, because I think that if you found this video interesting, you'll sure as heck find that video interesting too. And anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace out, Girl Scout. Alrighty. Not gonna lie, this took days to make, and I don't know how I managed. And it's like 6 feet tall. Okay. Oh my god, it's like dirty. No.